5-figure residual income over and over and over again by following a simple system, okay? 2 to 10K. Watch this video, then get back to me.
And talk about the 5 most common types of funding that are out there. Of course, you can, provide your own funding by tapping into your personal savings. If you have that, they say that the average person doesn't even have $5,000 saved up for retirement. So that may not be such a good option. And in many cases, entrepreneurs and business owners would prefer to use other people's money. And the 4 funding sources I'm going to show you right now fall under that category. So the second type of funding that most people would seek is called debt financing. Debt financing is a fancy way of saying get a loan. Of course, you got to pay it back with interest. Of course, you've got to have good credit in many cases in order to do that. Another way that you can get funding, of course, is to borrow it from family and friends. But that can be hazardous at times because if it doesn't go well, you could damage a long-term relationship very badly. The other way that you can get funding is through angel investors, and you can call this hard money lending. Someone who will loan you money, but they're going to charge kind of a very high interest rate. That's also possible. And then, of course, you have venture capitalists. And it's like that show that we see on TV, Shark Tank. All right. So they want to get a percentage of whatever it is that you're trying to do. So we're not talking about any of these methods here today. So we're talking about $10,000 in funding that doesn't require any repayment, that you can use for any purpose. There's no credit check involved. It's easy qualifications, and the possibility for you to get additional funding is also there. So I want to break this down and let you understand exactly what we're talking about here. It's very important that you stay on to the end of the video so you can get the full view and understand how powerful this can be for you and others. So now let's look at other funding options. You've got institutional equity and individual equity. That's where you are actually going to go out there and raise money as a company or as an individual. Of course, you've got grants, you've got PPP and PPE loans that you can get through the government. We're not talking about any of those here either because they have stipulations attached to them. Then you've got strategic financing. You can do different things with some credit cards. You can get very creative, with that. You can borrow money from the bank. You can get bank loans. We're not talking about those either. You can do social lending. Those are companies like Lending Tree and Prosper.com. You can get a personal loan, but we're not talking about any of those, ladies and gentlemen. And when you look at this list here, you can see that the choices at the top, those are actually the more difficult ways of getting the funding. But the easiest way to get the funding, ladies and gentlemen, is right at the bottom. We're talking about crowdfunding. This is what we're going to talk about today. This meets all of our criteria, money that you don't have to pay back. You can receive additional funding other than the $10,000. You got to take a close look at this. Let's go ahead and get into it. Now, it's important for you to open your mind, to step outside of the box, because you need to understand what is the quiet economy. All right. The quiet economy, ladies and gentlemen, is you and I. It's you and I going out there and collectively supporting some of the most successful businesses in the world, the governments of the world, and even nonprofits through our spending, through our taxes, and through our contributions. Let's just take the cell phone, for example. The #1 cell phone company in America happens to be Verizon, and the average cost of the cell phone bill is $114. You know that we spend billions of dollars every day just paying for cell phone service. How much of that money comes back into our communities to help our communities and to help our families? All right, very little of that. Well, what we want you to understand is that there is a better way of doing things, ladies and gentlemen. The quiet economy is economic power that is focused and directed toward the family, toward us, ladies and gentlemen. A good example is Black Wall Street in Chinatown. These were business districts that attracted Pacific communities to doing business together, which built wealth for those communities. And although we don't see them much anymore, they still exist in new ways, but you have to be open to them. The new Wall Street is actually the internet now, and the new money is cryptocurrency, and the new community is online and it's global. This is the leverage that we have when we tap into these 3 areas. So this is where we can go to get the funding we need. I'm going to break it down for you. You're absolutely going to enjoy this. But before we get into that, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about cryptocurrency and the wealth potential that cryptocurrency offers the middle class. So why cryptocurrency and why Bitcoin? Well, let's take a look at that. If you had $500 and you purchased Bitcoin and you purchased, let's say, gold in 2010, 10 years later, that gold would be worth about $650. If you took that same $500 and you invested it in the S&P 500 index fund, that would be worth about $1,850. But if you took that same $500 and you purchased Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, you would be a billionaire right now. And we're looking at 2020, the price of Bitcoin was about $19,000, but right now it's over $47,000. So the numbers are actually double what you see right here. What's so interesting about the program and the funding that we're going to share with you today is that you are paid in cryptocurrency that you can easily convert into Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin. You can convert it to any currency around the world, such as the US dollar. So that's going to enable you and I to tap into this exponential growth potential, because cryptocurrency is the most valuable money ever created in the history of mankind. And if a person doesn't tap into this, they are leaving tremendous growth and gain behind. This is one of the first things you need to understand about what we're talking about here today. So now I have a question. Do you have a dream? Is anyone on this call still dreaming? Do we have any dreamers on this call? You've got some goals that you want to accomplish. You've got some things that you need to do, and you are determined to do it. You've got a positive attitude. Even though you may have been through some difficult things in the past, you still have hope, faith, and belief in the future for yourself and for your families. If that's you, go ahead and type a Y in the chat box, ladies and gentlemen, because what I'm about to show you, it empowers people to wake up their dreams. You just need to be open-minded. Let's go ahead and get into it a little further. So what I'm going to share with you is an innovative crowdfunding business system. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I've been working online for over 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, full-time, and I've seen a lot of things. But I need to tell you, I've never seen anything as powerful as this, and I believe you will agree in the next few moments. So the first thing you need to know, what does it take to get involved here? It takes $300 one time. That's it. Just $300 one time, no monthly fees, no upsells. You'll never have to go in your pocket again. I want to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, that this will be the best $300 you have ever spent. We spend money all the time on electric bills, on gas bills, on water bills. Are you with me? On auto insurance. We do it all the time, but we don't have anything to show for it. But this time, you are going to have a lot to show for it. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at that. The first thing that's going to happen is that you're going to receive $600 on your first contribution. What does that mean? You're going to get your $300 back plus an additional $300. You're going to be in the black, meaning that you have nothing to lose from this point forward. In addition to that, when you begin to share the message of what we're doing through word of mouth and let other people know what's available to them as well, guess what? That's going to benefit you. It's going to give you the opportunity to access even more funding, such as weekly funding that accumulates on a daily basis. So instead of you just getting one-time payouts, you're going to get weekly funding as well. We're going to tell you about that. Also, you're going to be able to have the ability to receive recurring $10,000 contributions without any additional costs and without you ever going back in your pocket again. Also, you're going to be able to tap into some innovative profit sharing that this business system is going to provide you. Now, what you're looking at right here is a screenshot of one of our members, and this is what they were able to receive in just 5 weeks within the program. So what you see here, and by the way, this is for educational purposes only. It is not a guarantee of funding, but what you see here is the total amount of contributions that this person received, and you also seeing the daily contributions that this person is receiving. And they receive these contributions go into their back office every day, and it's paid out every Saturday. Today is payday. The other contributions are paid out instantly. We're going to break that down for you right now. So let's get into it. So I'd like to welcome all of you to Upnomix. This is an opportunity where you and I no longer have to postpone our dreams anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We call it 2 to 10K. It's all about the power of community and the power of two. See, teamwork is the fuel that allows common people to achieve uncommon success. You have to think about it. Every successful person that you know, they didn't get there by themselves. They had a team of people. They had supporters, family members, coaches, mentors that helped them to get there. This is our strength when we come together and support one another. So now let's talk about the compensation plan and exactly how the money works within this funding program and what makes this different. The first thing you're going to notice is that this is one of the most powerful incentive plans within the industry, giving you the opportunity to raise these contributions. First thing you're going to notice is what's known as a revolving matrix, a dual team weekly funding, leverage profit sharing, and some unique rank and incentive bonuses. Let's take a close look at those. So now, when you participate with this Upnomix business system, you are going to have the opportunity to really access some unique funding possibilities. And as I mentioned, the entry cost is only $300, and it earns you a position in the system that will help you generate endless recurring income, as you're about to see. In addition to that, this service actually has a product. The product is a token, a cryptocurrency token, and the first 25,000 members are going to be airdropped this token. This token is going to be driven up in value as a result of our participation, in addition to some other services that we're going to talk about toward the end of this overview. We're also going to tell you more about the company behind all of this as well. So let's go ahead and break down the different ways that we generate contributions with this program. The first is called the revolving matrix. This system has introduced an infamous and revolutionary revolving matrix that is not just proven, but is also time-tested to yield high profitability for partners and associates. All team members make their way to the top of the compensation plan through the revolving matrix system, which makes you receive $10,000 over and over again. The system maximizes your success by helping you capitalize on the efforts of all the team members that are also present in the matrices. The system consists of the following two matrices, the players matrix and the winners matrix. Let's take a close look at those. Now, the players matrix has 4 levels, with level 1 as the bottommost level consisting of 8 slots. And there are 4, 2, and 1 slots on levels 2, 3, and 4 respectively. The entryway into the system starts with occupying a position at level 1 of the players matrix, and when the 8 slots of level 1 are filled with a combined team effort of all participating members, the matrix is going to break into 2 new matrices. An associate at level 4 is going to exit out and going to go into the winners matrix. Now, this is the only system in the world that I've seen where all team members literally work together as a single entity to help each other rise through the different levels and to get the success that we're all looking for. Now, when you exit the players matrix, you will receive a $600 contribution, which is credited instantly into your back office of your member's office. And it's going to be put there in USDT, which is a cryptocurrency. Of course, you can convert that into any other cryptocurrency or into any fiat currency in a matter of minutes. The thing you need to remember, ladies and gentlemen, is that you must have sponsored at least 2 downline members in order to exit from the winners matrix. You're going to understand here in a moment why it's so important for you to be able to share this with others by inviting them to our webinars and our educational sessions so they can understand what's going on. And you're going to see how that's going to reward you tremendously. All right, so let's just take a look at how this system moves. And by the way, in a few moments, we're going to have some testimonies. You're going to hear from several people who have received their $10,000. You're going to hear from their own mouth, their own experience within the program. So you'll be able to hear that for yourself here in just a moment. Now, let's take a look at the movement of the system. So let's say that you were introduced to the program by Harry, and then Harry introduces you to Tim and Abby. So why do you want to do that? Because this is going to enable you to tap into those other sources of funding that we talked about earlier. All right, so we're going to take a look at these 2 matrices. We have got the players matrix and the winners matrix. So the thing you need to understand is that the first 3 levels of the matrix is actually filled already. And we actually work from the bottom up. All right, with the help of these people that you already see here. Let's take a close look and give you an example of that. So as we mentioned earlier, we said that you were introduced to the program by Harry, and you're going to take the first position on level 1. That's going to fill from left to right. Then you are going to turn around and introduce others. In this example, we're going to say that you introduce 4 people who join us. And then we're going to say 2 more associates are referred by those individuals that were in the matrix before you, so that level 1 is completed. Now, you did introduce Jill and others. They were introduced by you. They are also going to go in what's known as your direct referral genealogy. So this is very important because this is going to open up some additional funding for you, as you're about to see here in a moment. And when those 8 members fill up level 1 of the player's matrix, the matrix is going to split and form 2 new matrices. And the associate at level 4, that's Tom, is going to move to the winner's matrix, receiving the $600 payout that we mentioned. All right, so let's take a look at it a little closer so you can understand how we work together to support one another. This is our leverage. So of course, new members are introduced by existing members to the player's matrix. And then when members join us, they're going to fill level 1. It's going to fill from left to right. So you'll notice, for example, that you were referred by Harry. Harry was one of those members that was there before you.
And he was so excited. He was so excited because he'd been reaching out to other dreamers. And just with the post he put up yesterday, he was able to make 142 contacts of other dreamers, Mark.
Wow, wow, wow. So now this is important what you're saying here, because people need to understand that this is not some type of a pyramid. This has nothing to do, a pyramid normally means that the guy at the top makes all the money, but you have to understand this is performance-based. It's not about when you start, it's about what you do after you start. That's why Peter was able to receive that $10,000 contribution before Earl, his sponsor, because it doesn't have to do with positioning, it has to do with participation. Isn't that right, Earl?
That's exactly right. We've been analyzing this thing, guys, and I just want to make this simple for people. There are 3 types of people. There are winners, there's losers, and there are people who have not learned how to win. Winners are simply people who have acknowledged their dream, made contact with their dream, and they're doing the work of their dream. They're getting up in the morning, they're taking control of their life, and they're making the finances that they need to be able to finance that dream. That's a winner. And losers are a person who have been up and down, failed enormous many amounts of times. And they have fallen so much they just don't know how to, they have just lost hope in getting up and following their dream again. And some people out there have fallen. And Les Brown says, when you fall, hopefully you fall on your back, because if you can see up, you can get up. So that's what a loser is. It's not a person who can't do it. It's a person who have fallen so much, who don't understand the standard that there's a process to success. In order to succeed, you must have failures. And because of your failures, it catapults you into the winning position. So we got winners who are winning. We got losers who are falling, who decided not to get up. And then we got people who are just haven't learned how to win yet. Those are people who are waiting for you to contact them. And just simply ask them a question. Do you have a dream? And once you ask them, do they have a dream, just ask them to write it. Habakkuk 3:3 says, write it and make it plain. And give them an opportunity to write that dream. I got people connecting right now that are writing those dreams and making it plain. And after they write their dream and make it plain, say, what if I could show you a system that will allow you to finance the dream that you just wrote and make it plain? We got people that saying yes, that they're dreaming again. They're connecting to the system. And this system, I got to go over this for a minute. This system will allow you to look in the mirror and face the man in the mirror. And this system will allow you to be able to make a down payment to fire the old you. The old you is, you can't blame nobody but you. In America, it's easy to make money. We duplicate what we see. If you're a school teacher and you're making $30,000, you chose that job. If you're a social worker and you're only making $40,000 a year, but you're capable of making $200,000, you chose that job. Okay? So this system allows you to look in the mirror and say, listen, I'm not living up to my maximum potential. And I'm gonna make an investment in myself. We don't invest in this project. You invest in yourself. You take a one-time payment of a light bill and you move it to this system. And this system is gonna reward you for investing in yourself. You're gonna put 3 and it's gonna give you a $300 back, Mark. And then they're going to give you a $300 bonus because you made that transition. And
Absolutely.
then if you can connect with two like-minded dreamers, like we're doing. Peter is one of my dreamers. If you can bring two dreamers who can dream again and see their potential, this system will put you into a payment system that allows you to make $10,000 repeatedly. Last day when Peter got his payout, he got an email, and it says you have reached your potential of 10,000 through our system, and now we're gonna put you in the system again. Not only did he get one $10,000 payment, but now he's back in position to get paid 10,000 over. So now Donka and Peter can begin the journey of financing the dream that allowed them to reach their maximum potential. So thank you, Mark.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. So what I'm going to do right now, and I'd like to thank everyone who shared their testimonies, I want to show you the other ways that you can improve or add to your funding sources. All right. So it's important, as we mentioned, to always keep a positive attitude. A negative mind will never give you a positive life. We absolutely believe in that. So let's talk about the second way that you can get funding from the program. It's called the leverage profit sharing I mentioned earlier. And so here's the thing. Once you go out and you refer at least 2 people to the program, ladies and gentlemen, and you receive that $600, you open up the leverage profit sharing, which will provide you an additional $600 in contributions. This is paid out every week, and this will continue to pay out to you until you have received a total of $1,800 in contributions from all of the different funding sources here. So what does that mean? You came in the program with $300 one time, you completed the players matrix, you got your $600, and now the leverage profit sharing opens up. That's another $600. You've gone from $300 to $1,200. All you had to do was personally refer 2 people to the program. All right, so this is phenomenal. We'll take a closer look at this in a moment. But the next part of the program that people are really surprised about is the dual team bonus. This is the money that accumulates in your back office every day and pays out every Saturday. We mentioned that today was payday. Upnomix has combined the revolutionary revolving matrix with the popular binary tree, but this is a simplified binary tree that fills automatically for you and which enables you to get the most out of the system. So when you refer a person to the program, they join 2 parts of the program at the same time. They go into the matrix and they also go into this dual team system. All right. Now, once you exit the players matrix, the dual team bonus kicks in and you start receiving weekly payouts based on the volume of your left and your right team. And the system will automatically fill your weaker team for you. That's all done and facilitated by the software. Any volume that's left over is carried over to the next contribution payout cycle. So let's do the math. All right. The dual team is an important element of the Upnomix contribution plan as it ensures regular funding coming in week after week after week to help you out, and it helps you leverage the efforts of your entire team. So you have a left team and a right team, you'll receive 5% of the volume of your lesser team. And that's paid out, it accumulates in your back office every day and paid out every Saturday. We're going to look at this in some examples of this in just a moment. Now, this part of the program is so powerful that they had to put a cap on it. The cap is $1,000 a day, $7,000 a week, and $30,000 a month. This is in addition to all the other funding sources, the $600, the recurring $10,000, and the profit sharing. This is in addition to all of that. The program also has some unique rank incentives. As you achieve certain funding goals, you get promoted to these various ranks. So the first rank is gold. Once you have $30,000 worth of volume in your left and your right teams, you get an all expense paid trip to Dubai for the company's first event, which will be at the end of September, early October. That includes your airfare, your plane, your food, and even sightseeing. The only thing you'll pay for would be your visa. We have a lot of members who have achieved that. But there are other goals, levels that you can go to that have all kinds of payouts, from all expense paid trips to Europe, to Mercedes-Benz, to cash bonuses and other things as well. We'll tell you more about that on future webinars. So let's go ahead and talk about the company that's behind this. Upnomix is a worldwide gaming management and digital gaming direct selling company that with participations in select international operations around the globe. Their main office is based out of Costa Rica, and they also have an office in South Africa. Let's talk about the flagship project that they're working on right now, which is slated to launch the latter half of 2023. It's all about blockchain technology coupled with machine learning and artificial intelligence. So we're talking about, virtual reality coming out. Of course, machine learning and artificial intelligence. This is a technology company, ladies and gentlemen, and these are some of the services and products that will come out down the road. The first thing that's going to happen is going to be the token. We're going to get the white paper within the next week or two. You have all the details about that as well. All right. So let me ask you a question. Are you sitting on the fence right now? After seeing all of this, you're sitting on the fence, you're not really sure what you want to do. I have a question for you. How is your money doing that's sitting in the bank right now? Because when you participate with this system and you tap into the power of crowdfunding, I want to show you what it can do for you. So the first thing that's going to happen when you complete the players matrix, you're going to receive a contribution of $600. Guess what? That's a 200% return on the cost. You got your $300 back plus another $300, 100% on your 100% bonus. You're doing really good just from that alone. So you can't lose at all from that point. In addition to that, you're going to tap into the profit sharing. The profit sharing is $5 a week for another 120 weeks. So what is that? That's a 6% return on cost. That's 6% of the $300 on top of the 200% we just talked about. And also, let's just say that you receive $300 a week from the dual team pay that pays out every Saturday. That's another 100% return on cost every week on top of everything else that we just shared with you. And if you don't catch anything else, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you can see the power of this amazing crowdfunding system. It's the closest thing to free money that you will ever get. What you want to do is contact your inviter so you can get started today. Now, let me show you what else we have going on here. And I have a special announcement I'm going to share with everyone here in just a moment. So we have weekly webinars to support our community, to help you introduce this to others. We have team training following the meetings on Sunday. So you can see the meetings on Sunday through Thursday at 7 p.m., Saturday at 1 p.m. This is the call that you're on right now, and training following the Sunday meeting. Now, I have to say this. We're very excited about this right here. It's called Money Monday, ladies and gentlemen. For all of you who reached the winner's matrix, meaning you have received that $600 payout, you will be invited to a weekly private training to learn the various ways to engage in the crypto markets for even more success. We understand the exponential growth potential that cryptocurrency has to offer us, but guess what? You need to know what cryptocurrencies to buy. There are other strategies that you can get in, such as lending. You can also take collateral loans with this cryptocurrency, I mean, you don't have to qualify with the bank. There are so many possibilities for you once you get in this crypto market. Once you have received that $600 and got in the winner's matrix, you'll be able to get into this free training that we're offering all of our members who enter the winner's matrix. This training starts on Monday, August the 23rd. This training is invaluable, worth many times more than the $300 that you paid when you first joined. All right, so in closing, opportunity missed is opportunity lost. Success is identifying and positioning yourself with companies or industries that are going to be successful with or without you. You have to, hopefully you can see that we've got something extra special right here. You heard from the testimonies from the other people, and we are just getting started. The program started in late April. So we're just getting into it. We're actually the beginning of this, and it is absolutely global. So the opportunities for the future are amazing, and they are unlimited. You want to absolutely give yourself a chance to get in at the very beginning, because timing is everything in business. So never postpone your dreams again, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready to be the next Upnomix success story? We are looking to hear your story. We absolutely want to celebrate your success so that your dreams also can become a reality. So thank you so much for joining us. Everyone have an awesome day. We look forward to seeing you on the next call, which will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have any additional questions, contact the person who invited you. They will get your questions answered and show you how to get started. Thank you. And I'd like to thank all of our guest speakers. Everyone have an awesome day.